Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Busy Moms Fitness, Nutrition, Mindset, and Accountability community. Here in Facebook, we have the community where you get to gather with one another. We have about 280 women in this group, and the number is just going to continue to grow. So, in this group is for busy moms who are ready to take back their life, feel more confident, feel stronger, and have more energy, all while learning simple habits and changes that allow you to reach your goals without having to give up the wine and cheese, the beer and pizza, or whatever that guilty pleasure may be. In this group, we talk about four main areas. We talk about fitness, which we alternate these areas every week. So we'll do a fitness training, and that can go cardio, strength, flexibility, mobility. It could be even just getting out and what can we do that doesn't feel like exercise but counts. Then we talk about nutrition, which is today's topic, on how to energize our body, how to make us feel better, feel less bloated, balance our diet, and allow us to still enjoy that wine and cheese, beer and pizza, etc. Then we talk about mindset. In mindset, we cover positivity. We talk about planning and organizing. We talk about really anything that is a limiting belief. So, stress management, sleep, a lot of that falls into our mindset category. Mindset's usually what we don't want to learn about, but it's super crucial to us being able to move forward in our health goals. And that final area we talk about is accountability. We talk about consistency, micro habits, things along those lines. And if we can have a balance of fitness, nutrition, mindset, and accountability, then we are able to make small, sustainable, simple changes to our lives that are going to be sustainable long term and that are going to not feel like we're giving up things or make us feel like having to, that we're being deprived of anything. So if we can have a good balance of all these, which we teach here in this group, and if you start implementing little things from each of these calls, you will see changes happen. So knowing that, there are a few ways to get the most value out of these calls. Every single Thursday at 12 Eastern Standard Time, I go live in this group. Number one way to get the most out of these calls, this is free coaching. So if you are someone who is like, I don't want to pay for coaching, but Morgan, I love you and I want your advice, click that little Zoom link above me and Facebook. You'll see that little Zoom link and pop into the Zoom room and get one-on-one coaching here in the group. I will talk to you specifically. We will address any questions or concerns. And if there's something that's a little too personal, we'll pull it off screen. But I want you to show up, ask the questions, get the coaching. So you get the most out of these calls by clicking that Zoom link and jumping in. The second way that you're going to get the most out of these calls is by watching live on Facebook right now. So for instance, if you are on Facebook right now watching, drop hashtag live in the comments below and let me know you are here. Let me know hashtag live, who you are and where you're from. We have people from all over the country and a few people from actually outside of the US here in this group. So I'd love to see you guys connect with one another. The third best way to get the most out of these calls is to watch the replay. And you can watch the replay one of two ways. You can either watch it in the Facebook group here, or you can watch it on our YouTube channel. Totally up to you. Both options have that comment section though. So if you are watching the replay, drop hashtag replay. Let us know who you are and where you're from. And follow along with questions, comments, concerns, insights. Maybe you have more tips and tricks that you use when I share stuff. For any of these, whether it's the first way of jumping in the Zoom room, the second way of watching live, or the third way of watching the replay in two different ways, follow along in the chat, in the comments. It lives on. I actually, before this, I was watching some notifications, and we've got people watching the positivity training I did 2 or 3 weeks ago that are now just watching the replay. So get in and actually listen to these. I highly suggest, because I know sitting in front of a screen is something we don't really want to do because we do it often, whether it's for work or at the end of our day, whatever that looks like. If you are watching the replay or you are live, take your phone, take your laptop, do whatever you need to do, and get moving. So I like to put it on my phone. This is what I do. Imagine we're a podcast. Put your earbuds in, get outside and walk, or get on your treadmill, get on your bike, go and move as you are listening so you can kind of habit stack. So it could even be on Thursdays, you know, you do cardio, pair your cardio with these trainings so you get the best of both worlds. So as we move into this, I'm going to kind of give you a little background on why we chose today's training, which is how to energize your summer with simple and quick nutrition tips for those busy moms on the go, busy women on the go, This is going to be specifically tailored towards moms, but really it works for everybody. I use these for myself, so you will be able to use these as well. And if you have other ones that you're like, oh, I use this and it works really well, drop it in the comments. I want to see what everybody else has because I don't have the perfect answer. I have a lot of the answers, but I don't have all the perfect answers. So I want to hear and see what you guys are also doing to make summers a little bit easier on you. So as we get into it, today's training was actually, um, I have been a nanny for 6+ years now. I started off with the family when the littlest one was about 9 months old, and the oldest one was about 3. He is now 9 and she is now 6. And I've been with them every single summer. And I've watched them grow and watched the schedules grow and the busyness. And as they grow, the schedules grow, and the more things they're involved in, the busier the parents get. And I've witnessed this for the last couple of years. Like I've said, they've gotten older. I've been able to witness it. But really, I witnessed this on Monday. Probably was like the first hand where it like really clicked for me. Like, I need to do a training on this. So picked the kids up from camp. We had a really short window for them to do some of their chores at home, do a little bit of math practice. We had to get dinner done, and then there was a transition that was happening for me to leave and somebody else to come. So I was like, okay, you need to go do your things. I need to figure out a dinner that I can make and have ready in 30 minutes so that we can then sit down and make sure that they have enough time to eat and don't feel rushed. So they went up and they did their thing, and I luckily had things in the fridge available. So they had beef, so I made little small beef meatballs, which are super quick. It probably took me 30 minutes to prep and cook those meatballs. While those meatballs were cooking, I made noodles and warmed up pasta sauce. And then luckily earlier that day, I'd prepped vegetables for the week. So I didn't have to do any more prep. So really in that 30 minutes of cooking, of preparing dinner, I really just had to make the meatballs. But I had the beef available, I had the vegetables prepped, we had the noodles on hand. So I was really lucky in that sense that I had all the things I needed. I just had to put it together. I know that's not always the case. Sometimes we get and we're like, I literally have nothing. We have nothing to eat in the house. I don't know how to create the meal. I don't know how we ended up this way. I need something quick and fast and easy. So, with that being the case, I realized, okay, I do things like this all the time for myself and for my kid. Like, there's only 2 of us, but it's still the same concept of we need stuff quick and on the go that we can grab that is balanced, that makes us feel good, that doesn't make us feel gross, that doesn't force us to go out and eat fast food or go to a restaurant so we can save money, all of those things. So, I was like, let's do a training on it. So for today, we're going to be going over 5 tips with a bonus 6th tip. And that first tip that I'm going to share with you is really, you've heard it in a few different areas, is keep it simple. Keep eating this summer simple. Nutrition is simple. So I want you to think about that as we are moving through. Don't overcomplicate your meals. If you know kids are in summer camp every single day and you've got a really packed schedule, maybe this isn't the time to experiment with new recipes that will require 15 plus spices and ingredients. Like, keep your meals simple this summer. Keep them simple and fast. The other thing is we want to think about really, we need a carb, we need a fat, we need a protein, and we need a vegetable. So how can we incorporate that into every big meal we have? And can we do preparation in advance, like I did veggie prep, to make dinner in that quick, small time frame so much easier? So tip number 1, keep it simple this summer. Do not overcomplicate it. Don't go over and above. If you've got time to try a new recipe that takes longer or has lots of ingredients, go for it. But create your list and your go-to recipes that don't require much, that are fast, that really you can put together, put in the oven, and walk away. That's what we want. We don't want this thing where you have to monitor and stir and do this all the time because you've got other things to do and life is busy. And somehow it seems to be busier in the summer than it is on a school day when they also have a lot of things happening. Number 2, you got to create a list. Every single week, you got to create a list and go to the store, or every 2 weeks, whatever your agenda is. But create a list and make sure that on that list, you have all the things you are going to need on hand. So it's make sure you have your protein, make sure you have vegetables, make sure you have fruit, make sure you have quick and easy carbs, make sure you even have some frozen vegetables. Anytime I go to the store, I like to keep at least 2 bags of frozen veggies in my freezer because they're a really easy go-to if I don't want to chop up anything. Making sure that we have yogurts, making sure you've got peanut butter, maybe it's granola bars, whatever that looks like. Create a list of the snacks and foods that you and your family enjoy. Create a list and make sure you always have those foods on hand. Jerky sticks, chicken salad, like canned chicken, maybe it's tuna packets, whatever that may be. And we'll get into that a little bit more specifically down below. But every single week, do a do a walk around your kitchen, around your pantry. Make sure you have things so that when you get to Tuesday and you realize you don't have anything, you're not having to play backtrack or having to run out and get food delivered or go out and get anything. Like you have, make sure you have the things on hand. So spend time Saturday or Sunday getting that prepared. Tip number three, have easy go-to meals and snacks ready and on hand. So this can mean a few different things. You can either work on meal prepping, which I run a meal prep and planning boot camp. So feel free to drop boot camp in the comments below if you want to do that boot camp and get the next 4 weeks of your summer planned for meals and snacks. I can help you work through that. It's a 7-day boot camp, but you get a lot of one-on-one attention from me. So you walk away with 4 weeks of meals and snacks planned for you and your family. So you can either worry about meal prepping and planning, or you can create that list and you can just have really easy go-to recipes that take 30 minutes or less. Two of the things that I really enjoy in the summer that I make in advance and I prep are canned chicken salad. So I get those big cans of chicken. You can get them at Costco in a 4-pack. I get them at Aldi because that's where I grocery shop. I will make 2 or 3 cans of it, and we will just pick at that, whether it's crackers in a wrap with a fork, with apples, whatever that may be. We use that as our source of protein for quick and on the go at lunchtime because it's really nice when we're both kind of running in and out of the house. The other one is a buffalo chicken dip. You can use canned chicken as well. You can make a big serving of this, put it in the fridge, and just pull out the serving that you or the kids want. And the buffalo, you can play around with how much buffalo you put in, depending on your kid's spice level. But those are two awesome ones that even for you adults are awesome to have on hand. You can pre-container them so you can just grab and go. They don't have to be warm. They can be cold. You don't have to worry about warming them up. Those are two of my favorite lunchtime ones. The other one that we actually did a cooking class it's probably been about a month and a half now. We did a cooking class and I made a plain Greek yogurt peanut butter mousse dip where you can dip your apples, your celery. You can even just eat it with a spoon. You could add some fruit to it, whatever that looks like, whatever you want to dip or spread it on. But what that does is it takes that normal protein that we pair with our fruits and vegetables and that normal peanut butter that we pair with our fruits and vegetables and adds some protein into it and makes it more filling. So that yogurt peanut butter fruit dip or mousse, whatever we want to call it, is a really good one to have on hand. It's a great afternoon snack or morning snack for the kids. You can make a jar of it. It usually lasts up to 2 to 3 days as long as it's covered in the fridge. Just give it a little stir each time. Maybe add a little bit more yogurt in, depending on what type of texture you're looking for. And it's a really easy, just dip and go type of snack that's yummy. They can always add a dash of cinnamon or chocolate chips to it if they really want something a little sweeter. I've been seeing what people have been doing is they've been taking the single serve yogurts and they've been mixing peanut butter in, and then they've been taking melted chocolate and putting that on top, and they put it in the freezer and it turns into like an ice cream. So I haven't tried that yet, but that is definitely something I plan to try. So once I do, I'll let you know. 3 other recipes that are go-to for us in the summer are chicken tacos. We throw 2 chicken breasts, taco seasoning, and salsa in our Instapot. 20 minutes later, I use my hand mixer. I shred all the chicken, and then we can either use it as quesadillas, burritos, tacos, nachos. We have chicken tacos, and 2 breasts usually make at least 4 dinners for us. And yes, there is only 2 of us, but we are 2 adults. So thinking through of you can really make a lot of protein in advance and just pair it with different things. The other thing is a Mexican chicken bake that I've done a few times. I actually did it for a retreat that I did a couple weeks ago, and it's a big casserole dish. It's not a casserole because there's no cream of mushroom or cream of chicken in it, but it's rice, chicken, cheese, taco seasoning, corn, beans, tomatoes. And you essentially mix it all together in a big bowl. Then you put in the big casserole dish and you bake it. And then you sprinkle some cheese on top. And then you can either throw it on a taco salad, you can put it in a tortilla, you can use chips, or you can just eat it on its own. I usually just eat it on my own and add a little extra sour cream and a little extra salsa. Really easy. You make a big one, it lasts you a while. You can pre-portion it off into lunches, dinners, whatever that looks like. The other one, which is a go-to favorite, is you can change up your meat, but we buy kielbasa or types of sausage, whether it's Polish sausage or whatever it is. It's usually pre-cooked, just because it takes less time to actually cook everything if the meat's already pre-cooked. So it's a pre-cut processed sausage link, but it's really quick and easy on the go. It's an okay source of protein. It's not something we want to have all the time, but it's nice for a once a week switch up. So I cut that up into pieces, cut up veggies, whatever I've got in the fridge. And if I've got any potatoes, I cut them up really, really small, throw them all in a sheet pan, throw them in the oven. So that's a one pan bake. The casserole bake really is a one pan, and so is the chicken tacos. Those all take about 30, 40 minutes absolute max. The Mexican chicken bake probably takes the longest because you got to do your chicken separate. But it's super awesome to have these on hand, and they make a very large quantity. So you can eat them for multiple meals and have them warmed up. So tip number 3 was have easy go-to meals and recipes on hand. If you want any of the recipes that I just talked about, just drop recipes in the comments and let me know, and I will send them your way. They are super awesome. Try them. The kids have tried just about all these. The one that they weren't a huge fan of was the chicken salad, but that's an acquired taste. And the buffalo dip, it works depending on spice levels for the kids. So try them out. Chicken salads are also really nice when you add apples and grapes to them, and that adds some of that sweetness. I use plain Greek yogurt in my chicken salad, so it's even a little bit higher in protein. Tip number 4, take time to prep a to-go bag of your snacks. So summer usually means lots of running around, which means lots of car time. This is a Lululemon bag, but a bag that's like this size. Let's see. That's about like a foot tall, couple inches thick. This is a really great bag to throw go-to snacks in. Reason being is you never want to get in the car and realize that somebody hasn't ate and somebody's hungry, and now you have to stop or hangry sets in, whether it's for you parents or it's for the kids. You don't want that, because if you're stopping, then everybody ends up getting something, which really doesn't need to happen. So I suggest at the start of your week packing a to-go bag that in here I would put, if you've got jerky sticks, if you've got protein bars, if you've got any like really quick go-to snacks that you know the kids will enjoy. They don't have to be the healthiest. I want you to just think of have a snack bag ready and packed at the start of the day, and get the kids involved in this. Ask them if they want anything specific out of the pantry. And having this of the non-perishable items is awesome. When you are getting ready to walk out the door, that's when you want to look at the perishable things, such as, do you have some nuts and cheese? P3 is a brand. Aldi has their own brand of like nut, cheese, like little snack packs. Maybe grab a few of those and throw that in the bag. Maybe you're gonna grab some cheese sticks. Maybe you're gonna grab single serve Greek yogurts. Maybe you have veggies and fruits already pre-baggied out and you're gonna throw those in. You can always throw an ice pack in there. And if you're like, nah, I really need it to be a little bit more food safe, grab the kids' lunchbox, throw some ice packs in there, and throw your perishable things in there, because it's really nice to have these on hand. Other things you can keep in here are tuna packets. The rippable tuna packets are really nice to have. I always travel with them. My backpack always has at least 1 or 2 of them, as well as a granola bar in there and a beef stick, because you just never know when you're going to need it. So tip number 4 is prep your to-go bag and make sure that you've got your things available for you, so that you can just walk out the door and you're not having to, well, now I got to pack all these snacks. Like, prep it at the start of the week when you're prepping the rest of your food. Tip number 5 is that plan ahead and prepping type of tip. And this can look one of 2 ways. It can kind of revert back up to our tip number 2, which was create a list and have the things on hand. So it can mean have your pre-packaged snacks as a backup. So those P3s that I was telling you about, cheese sticks, Baby Bell cheese, single serve yogurts, jerky sticks, protein bars, fruit and veggie trays. If you know you don't have time to actually cut veggies for the week, buy a veggie tray, put it in the fridge, pull it out every time the kids are in the kitchen. They will pick at that. Same with fruit trays. Tuna and chicken packets. So those tuna packets I was telling you about, they do make certain, I think they're called creations or sensations, and they have chicken flavored ones. So you can also do that. Bagged salads are so nice if you're someone who really enjoys salads, but you feel like in the summer you don't get it because you got to make the salad. It seems to be more work. Grab a few pre-made bag salads and just keep them in the fridge. We tend to always have a Caesar salad and an Asian salad because those are our two favorites. If you are prepping at the start of the week and you're like, I've got my pre-packaged under control, I need help with the other stuff. What types of things should I prep? If I had 20 minutes to prep on Sunday for the week, what should I prep? You've got a few options. Fruits. If you buy fresh fruit, get them washed, get them cut, get them baggied so that they're easy grabs and goes, or they're easy pull out and sit on the counter, that you don't have to wash, you don't have to cut, you don't have to do all the things in the moment. Do that ahead of time. Same thing goes for your vegetables. If you got your thing of celery that you know nobody's going to eat unless you cut it up and you wash it and you put it in a container that they will grab, cut up your celery, cut up all your fresh vegetables that you want them to eat. Either put it in a container that you can put out or put in little Ziploc baggies that are easy, good grab and go. That chicken salad I was talking about earlier, prepare that on a Sunday. It takes about 15 minutes. Prepare that and eat that. Tuna salad, same thing. If you got tuna cans, tuna mayo. I don't have a recipe for that, but I know there's a bunch out there. I usually just do tuna and mayo. I don't make tuna salad, but tuna salad's a really good one for high source of protein. That yogurt peanut butter dip I was telling you about. Any Greek yogurt dips I've been seeing a lot where you just take plain Greek yogurt, about a cup of it, and then you sprinkle in some French onion seasoning or some taco seasoning or some ranch seasoning, and you have a ranch dip or a French onion dip or a taco dip, etc. So that's another thing you can prep if you guys are people who eat fruits and veggies with dips. Prep some of these dips that are made with plain Greek yogurt. The other thing is protein. If you know protein is really hard for you to get in the week, make a bunch of chicken, grill a bunch of chicken on Sunday, put in containers and eat it throughout the week, even if it's just for you, because you know that during the week the kids get all the priority and you don't eat as well. Make yourself things that are easy for you to grab and go and consume. And then we have a little bonus tip, and this is one that some people like to do, some people don't. I'm kind of so-so about it, is create themed days. So maybe Mondays are Mexican Monday, which means every week you're gonna do ground beef or you're gonna do that chicken taco that I told you. And what you can do is you'll always have tortilla shells, chips, you can make quesadillas, burritos, whatever that may be, and just switch up what type of Mexican food you are consuming on Monday, but you know that that is the theme. Maybe Fridays are pizza Fridays, that you're going to keep it simple. You're going to have a frozen pizza you like or a take and bake pizza. Aldi's got these really big ones that are awesome. And you have that on Friday. Like, you can also come up with theme days. We talk about that in our meal prep and planning boot camp. So if you want to kind of figure out how to create those themes over the next 4 weeks and actually throughout the summer, feel free to drop boot camp in the comments below and I will get you the information for that. But today we talked about 5 real tips and a 6th bonus tip here. Keep it simple. Create a list and go to the store every week and make sure you have your staples on hand. Have easy go-to meals and snacks either prepared or the recipes on hand so you can make them and go to it right away. Take time to prep your go bag. Grab your bag, create your snack bag, fill it. Have it on hand, have it right by the front door so that every time you walk out, you have it. You probably don't want to leave it in the car because it'll get a little hot, especially if you've got some granola bars with chocolate in there. That just creates a big mess. And then 5 was prepare, whether it's having those pre-packaged backup snacks or that's cutting up your fruits and veggies, prepping that protein, prepping that chicken salad, that tuna salad, whatever it is. Prepare your food and have a plan. And then that 6th is create theme days so that it's completely mindless at that point. We're like, oh, on Mondays we always need beef, so that's what's going on the grocery list. So as you guys are listening here, I know we are getting about to time, and like I said, we went over a lot today, but I got to see how having these tips right in the palm of my hand made Monday so easy for me that I wanted to make sure I did a training and I was able to share that with you. So I would love to know, for those of you who have watched live on Facebook or who are watching the replay, remember to drop hashtag live or hashtag replay. Let me know you were here. Let me know who you are, where you're from. And then I'd love to know what your biggest insight was from today. Like, was there a tip that stood out to you? Like, I need to start incorporating that? Or was it like, what was your biggest insight or takeaway from today? Next week, we have, I wanted to look so I can give you a little preparation. Next week, we are going to be back here, noon Eastern Standard Time, on Thursday, July 6th, and we are going to be talking mindset. So, this will be a fun one. Mindset ones are ones that we don't always think we need or that we don't necessarily want, but we really do need. So feel free to send me any questions, or if you've got anything you want to learn about, you want me to train on, teach on, whatever that is, send me a message, let me know. And until then, be on the lookout for it in case you missed a email on Saturday. Have a fantastic 4th of July weekend, and I will see you all next Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Have a great rest of your day.